class. So this week what I want you to work on is I want you to be working on your summaries. So you're all reading fiction books right now, and it's your choice of book. You can read anything that you have at home, or you can read anything that's on Get Epic or Raz-Kids. And all of you are very good at retelling what happened in the story. And making a very simple paragraph about what happened in your story. But what I want you to start doing is moving from simple retelling to summarizing. Okay, so a retelling of a book that you read, and both classes read, let's say Helm of the Brave, would be something like, Kek went from Africa to Minnesota, period. Kek went to school, period. Kek made friends with Hannah, period. Kek started working at a farm, period. Kek helped the cow at the farm get a new home at the zoo, period. Very, very boring, okay? What you want to do is you want to move from that very boring retelling into summarizing. So I have a few different options here, okay? The first one is the chronological retell. What happened first, what happened next, what happened then, what happened last. Now, you don't have to retell the whole book. You're not reading the whole book every day. You just retell the part that you read, either just the chapter or just the few chapters that you read. So you can do the chronological retell, or you can make a timeline, okay? So you can have in the beginning, next, then, finally, in the end. And you can even draw a timeline if you want in a notebook or paper that you have at home. Take a picture and upload that to Google Classroom, okay? It doesn't have to all be typed into the Google Doc that I shared with you. So far we have the chronological retell, we have the timeline, and then we have synthesizing. So what I mean by synthesizing is like taking all the information that you have from the book so far and synthesizing into a meaningful paragraph. So instead of the boring, retelling that I told you about Kek and Helm of the Brave, you would be synthesizing all of the information that you know about Helm of the Brave and combining it into a meaningful paragraph, okay? So what we have right here is retell the part of the story that you just read and reference relevant backstory. So if you're reading the story and you get to the part of Tiger Rising maybe where he's talking about how, he has to keep stuffing all of his feelings in the suitcase, you can stop and you can synthesize and you can think, why did he have to stuff all of his feelings in the suitcase? Well, maybe it's because he lost his mom when he was a child. And his dad said that, you shouldn't cry at his mom's funeral. And if there's a time to cry, it's at a funeral, right? And so ever since he was a very little kid and he lost his mom, he had to stuff all of his feelings in the suitcase. So when you come to another mention of a repeated object, like in Tiger Rising, the suitcase, then you pause to synthesize and you think, how is this important to what happened in the past? Okay? So for this week, what I want you to do is I want you to focus on your summarizing. You could either be doing the chronological retell, and you could do a chart like this, or you could, put it in a paragraph. You could do a timeline, and again, you can draw a literal timeline either on paper and take a picture, or on Google Docs, you can make a line and you could add text box to type. Or pause to synthesize and write me a paragraph, okay? So you're gonna do one of these three every day this week and just keep uploading it to your Google Doc that's called Reading Response Journal, and just every day add the date so I can tell that you're working. Have a good week, you guys.